Hey, it is 9:30, and it is time for the Friday night hangout. This is where we grab a brew, shoot the breeze, and act with you. I have to just put my hand underneath the thumbnails below there, making me laugh here. We're back for the fall. Great panel tonight. Should be lots of fun. The pre-show was more interesting than that. So we'll continue on, folks, as we get settled in. You can follow along on the YouTube page. We don't have the Winning Chores show page on online tonight, so just follow along with YouTube and of course Friday Night Hangout on the Twitter. So let's do a quick round of intros. We'll start in on random order here. Dan from Dartmouth, how's it going? Dan?
It feels good to be back in Canada, even though a short little while, but it feels really good to be back in Canada, and it feels really good to be having one of these again. Oh, bliss.
Excellent. All right, from Cape Breton, we got Carrie. How's it going, Carrie?
Oh, everything's fine.
Okay.
I'm doing
All right. From
He's
Halifax,
just laughing at your voice, I think.
I must be. I don't know. I don't have no filters on. Maybe I do have a filter on. Who knows? Halifax, Krista, bitesizetravel.ca. How's it going, Krista?
We are the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah.
Oh, I was hoping
It's
going to do that.
Jim, I'm going to grab you, and you're going to have to give me your pot of gold. Oh, I'm going to give me your pot of gold there. Oh, the toy.
They're always lecture terms. How y'all doing? I'm good.
All right, moving on to Dartmouth. Now we got Lori. How's it going, Lori? Doing super. Over in BC, Trudy with us tonight. How's it going, Trudy?
Well, it's good. I'm a little worried somebody's squeezing your Lucky Charms, and that's why your voice sounds like that.
Oh, purple horseshoe.
Just a little concern for your well-being, Jim. That's all. Although, perhaps they're magically delicious.
They rot your teeth, though.
Hi, people. I've missed you. Mwah.
Oh, God.
Cheers.
And of course, I'm here in Halifax also. A lot more fun, folks. Hang on, show just starting. Hopefully, I can regain my normal tone, octave range. But who knew I could go so high, right? Let's start off the show the way we normally do, which is to do a round of what we are drinking tonight. Let's start with Trudy. What are you drinking tonight?
That good.
He's forgotten.
Yeah, Trudy, what are you
Who are
drinking
you
tonight?
talking to?
It must be $43.
Oh, is it me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, you cut out there from a. Well, this is a. So I have to tell Krista I finished the lovely bourbon blood orange wheat ale already, and it was fantastic.
Oh,
So this is a Steel and Oak dry hopped ESB.
And what's the ABV on that one?
It's only 4.6. They make pretty low alc beer, which is kind of nice because I can drink more.
Alka beer.
Oh.
Upside.
All right, Lori, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking Breton Brewing Sons of Hector Brown Ale.
Oh, I like that one.
In my Keith Elliott handcrafted Avoiding Chores beer glass.
And how is it?
It's actually quite nice. I don't drink a lot of brown ales because, I like an IPA and some other ones, but this brown ale is actually quite nice. It's very, I don't know, molassesy. There you go. How you like that?
I like that. Krista, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking the very last bottle of my Solstice d'été from Dieu du Ciel in Montreal, their summer beer, a raspberry sour wheat and it is delicious, and it's summer in glass, and everything that is wonderful and happy in the world. It's 5.9%. It's got a little bit of kick to it, a little bit of raspberry. But I've drank sours all summer, and this was my second favorite beer after the Silver Tart, which is also a sour from our buddies up at Big Spruce, up in Nyanza, Cape Breton.
All right, speaking of Cape Breton, Carrie, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking something from the Howe Sound Brewing in British Columbia. Go figure.
Whoop whoop.
Oh.
It's called the Devil's Elbow IPA.
Oh, that's
Better than the
68
devil's
IBUs.
better than the devil's taint.
Oh.
Ew.
Thanks, Dan. 68 IBUs, 14.2%. 14.2.
Whoa!
This is
Shit.
Damn!
better than the old
Whoa,
Do you
whoa,
like
Burner.
it?
It's nice. It's nice amber color, nice
Nice
smooth
14.
taste to it.
That's
Not
a
really,
safe
really
bottle.
not really hoppy. That's a 1 liter bottle. No, that's 1.8 flute. 1 quart. That's a quart
Jesus.
bottle.
That's
Now,
that's a lot.
Now, tell us how much you had to pay for that at the NSLC. See,
It was
I saw
almost $14.
ah,
Ow. It's not
You
that
know-
expensive here, I hate to tell you.
yeah.
Yeah, well, we discussed something about interprovincial beer taxes and everything else. So that might go.
Mhm.
But
Markup.
but is it worth it though? Is it worth it, Carrie? Yeah.
Yeah, get one and try it. You like it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of House Sound beers. They don't really do it for me.
There used to be a few. One of the privates used to carry them. Had a few offerings the last couple of years, but that didn't last too long.
Hmm.
All right, Dan, what you drinking tonight?
Well,
Everything.
basically, I've been really working getting my tolerance back up, and I think I'm about there again. So since I'm not going to be around for Halloween, I will decide to try a Garrison Brewing Double Jack Trick or Treat Halloween beer. So you can really taste the pumpkin. 8.0%.
Does it taste like real pumpkin, or does it taste like PSL?
More like PSL than real pumpkin, but since I am a PSL fan, it definitely hits the sweet spot for me.
Okay.
Go PSL. Sorry, they don't have PSL where I'm at, so I have to get where I get it.
Dan, go and put your Lululemon sweatpants on and come back later.
No, they're
Oh! Speaking
I'm
of
sorry. I'm sorry. I don't wear that. I wear juicy. Excuse me.
Lululemon partnered with a brewery and they have a beer out now. I saw it today.
Ugh.
There's no way I was going to buy it.
Is it like a Lululemon party?
It was called, oh god, it had some stupid
Oh,
name too.
it's some like bullshit like peace and like prosperity.
No, it was called like Curious or something like that.
Oh,
And I
okay.
can't remember who the brewery was, but I saw the Lululemon logo on it, read the can, and put it down.
I bet you it's
It's
called
like the Blake Lively.
empowerment.
It's called markup. It's called child labor.
It's called Thailand's best.
All I wanted to know was if you looked close enough at the can, could you see through my ass? That's all I needed to know.
Yeah. Can you see panty line?
All right, so I am drinking.
Oh, Jim, what are you drinking?
Well, it might explain the voice change, but I'm drinking some apple cider tonight from Bulwark in their.
Jesus, man.
Bulwark's got winged then.
What? It's 5.8%.
5.8%.
With Valley apples and all this fun stuff. It has pictures, icons of don't drive, don't talk to pregnant ladies.
Don't talk to pregnant ladies.
You shouldn't talk to pregnant ladies anyway. That's how you get it.
Oh shit! Mine. I can talk to whoever I want on mine. Holy shit!
Yeah, none of that shenanigans. So, anyway, look, maybe this is the root cause of my voice change is the cider, but you know it is nice, light and crisp.
Go make yourself a sangria. Get over it. Get it over.
Oh.
Okay, let's start. We got a lot of people watching at this point in the show, which is really good. People are getting used to back to the
Good.
fall
We haven't
schedule.
said anything yet.
We have nowhere to go but up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with the first.
I came back on a good night then. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna start really good with our first topic, which is Kim Davis met the Pope this week.
Well,
Who wants
The
to
sign
go
of the
first?
apocalypse. I
No.
think it's written on a stone tablet somewhere.
let's back that up there with some context, though. Kim Davis, notorious right-wing grifter in the United States.
And Spotlight Hog as well. Don't forget that.
Yes.
And Eye of
Who
the Tiger.
looks like she should be related to a Duggar.
I'm sure she is in some way, but she is the Eye of the Tiger. So
They did not enjoy that. They got the smackdown from the Vatican today. They were like, no, girl, no, your version of events is not accurate, which is good because I was having some serious doubts about Cool Pope when I heard about this. So my faith in Cool Pope is restored.
yeah.
So, did they actually meet? Was the Pope basically like? Was she thrust upon him in a meeting? What the hell happened? Because
That's gross. First of all, please don't use thrust upon and Pope in the same sentence. Okay.
Kim Davis thrust upon the Pope. Anyway,
That is a lot of really horrifying imagery. So thank you for implanting that in my brain.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
No, I think it was a general meet and greet that had probably a couple dozen people at it, and he had no idea who she was. And he the short version of it is he was just being nice when he said like, "Hello, strange-looking lady. You don't look like an Italian, and you definitely don't look like an Argentinian. I'm sure you've got your own story."
Did he give her the buddy Jesus? Is that what it was?
What's that? Like a secret handshake?
Oh, the buddy Jesus. Did anyone see the Dogma movie from?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Buddy Jesus.
Okay, you have to have seen the movie Dogma. There we go.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
I love that movie.
It's also
Yeah,
a meme.
I did
It's
too.
very.
I think that this Kim Davis just needs to go away. She just needs to go away and just let the deputy clerks issue the marriage licenses, and she just needs to go away. Her supporters need to go away because I can do with a lot less of her in my life.
But after her, there'll be another one. Like if this is
Absolutely.
This is a whole machine. You have these folks that get that they're afflicted for having these pretty increasingly unpopular right-wing beliefs, and then they have some sort of hardship put upon them, whether it's a job loss or somebody writes shitty things about their stupid pizza restaurant on Yelp, and then all of these crazy people start a Kickstarter and they give them $1 million. So this has become a pretty common grift, and this is exactly what's happening to her as well.
Actually, the important question is, how long before she gets her own show on Fox News?
God bless my soul.
Heavens, no.
You know what's going to happen.
TLC. She'll get her own show on TLC.
TLC is as bad, I got to say.
She and Honey Boo Boo will go together and start their own fashion line.
Oh, Christ.
For the women whose shape defies description.
Yes.
It'll be
that was
for
really
Jesus.
unfair. That was very unfair to Honey Boo Boo.
I think Kim Davis will officially become a verb at some point. You've been Kim Davis or something like that.
Yeah, Kim Davis will become a shortcut to making a shit ton of money by being an asshole. Sorry, Jim. I know it's not 10 o'clock.
I just denied you. You've been Kim Davis.
She did inspire all those great memes on Facebook, though. So, there's all the so-and-so didn't believe in his job, did it anyways. I love those memes.
Well, she's just begging to have a meme made of her.
But okay, let's just clarify the whole thing for people that are not sure. Did or did she not have a one-on-one with the Pope? And I believe the answer to that is a no.
No, she was in a room with the Pope, and he shook her hand and exchanged some words with her. But it was not the it was not the great you're a warrior.
Tete-a-tete.
Yeah,
There
it's not just
genuflex or something.
Yeah, it is not this big yeah, you're doing the right thing and praise Jesus and blah blah blah. Because first of all, Catholics don't talk like evangelicals. That's a fact. They don't speak crazy shit about being saved and Jesus absolves all my sins, but he still hates all yours and blah blah blah. That's just not what Catholics do. They don't. Period.
I think she should have been on the John Oliver's church, because that would have been amazing.
That would have been amazing.
I hope he gets around to it this weekend. I'm really looking forward to his take on all of this. Did you see where John Oliver? This is completely off topic, but John Oliver had to shut down his church because too many people were sending him semen in the mail.
What?
What?
Yeah. Whether fake or true,
First of all,
there's still
how
enough
do you
truth.
know it? But what?
John Oliver set up this church
something of perpetual
Our Lady of Perpetual Exemption.
Exactly, yeah.
To prove that there are all these bullshit churches out there that have tax exempt status in the United States.
Yeah.
And he set it up, and it was quite easy to do. Praise be. And he asked people to send him money because it's his whole approach to money making that these cats do, where it's like a process. It's called I don't know. It's like seed funding. It's seed something, and you send them. This. Oh, it is.
There's a lot of seed involved in this. Trust me.
There's a lot of seed involved in this. So,
Yeah.
So what happens with these churches is that you send them $10 and they send you a thing and say you need to send me $160 and then and they send you another thing and say you need to send me another $100 and it goes on like that. So he set up this church and all the money that they got was donated to Doctors Without Borders, but people also send him semen in the mail. And he was like, this has to stop.
A giant 6 foot tall penis as well. Don't forget that one.
So
yeah, but I think
do you mail those things in a jackalope?
I don't know, man. It is ill-advised.
By the way,
You would have to have some type of dry ice or something. This becomes very complicated.
Well, you can actually move things through the U.S. postal system quite quickly because they deliver on Saturdays.
Yeah, you almost quite say they've got quite a spurt to them.
Yeah.
So, by the way, John Oliver is the patron saint of the show. For those who have not watched John Oliver and his show,
I love him.
I implore you. And the best part, it is free on YouTube. Please, please, please watch his segments. They are priceless.
Yeah, they really are.
All right. So let's move on to the next topic, and then we'll do a little check on comments. Folk, you can interact with us by leaving a comment on the YouTube page or via Twitter using the Friday Night Hangout hashtag. Let's move on to the next topic, which is Selfie Deaths. And this is a Krista suggested topic. Krista, why did you suggest this one? This one sounds interesting.
Because in 2015, so far, more people have died taking selfies than have been attacked and killed by sharks. And I think that this represents the crossing of a point of no return for us as a society. This shit needs to end.
What if the shark is taking a selfie?
Then that's fair. But otherwise, no, it's a collection. It's a collection of stats of people who have fallen onto train tracks or been attacked by bears, or there's a whole collection of things that go into these stats. But the fact remains that more people have died taking selfies than by being eaten by a shark or otherwise attacked by a shark.
Has the death from the selfie come from the people around them beating the crap out of these people, or
this would be logical to me.
There have been no selfie stick-related murders, for example, that I'm aware of. But honestly, I don't think we're ready to roll that out as a society.
Because that would be an awesome CSI episode.
Oh my God! Whatever. Is that show still on?
I'm sure one of them must be.
It's supposed to be ending this month. The original CSI one?
Or the Navy one as well. What was the Navy fighting crimes?
NCIS.
Okay, there we go.
They've got so many of those now. I don't watch them anyway. But
I had no idea that CSI Miami and New York were done like 3 years ago.
I know. I watched the Miami one for a while. I loved it. But more to the point, selfies are killing people, and that is an absurd statement to have to make.
And there was a selfie bit on the baseball. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh my God.
They focused on a group of college girls that were just doing, like there was like 10 of them just doing selfies, and just to
Nobody
show that
was
baseball
watching
is
the
really
game.
boring. And I can't remember which was the team. Was it Arizona or
I don't know.
I don't know.
The announcer was just grossing them out like big time because there was like 4 rows of girls and none of them was watching the game. They were all too busy making duck face and like trying a picture of themselves while eating a hot dog. More so than doing anything else. It was ridiculous.
But didn't the story turn out that they were responding to some promotion or something like that had been announced?
I don't know, because I know after once it kind of spiraled on social media, like a lot of them were like, just tweeting back and saying yeah and all of that bullshit.
I haven't bothered to do it. If I had time, I would do a search on Instagram to try to find these selfies here, but it didn't quite work out.
Haters gonna hate.
I thought it was very clever.
Likewise in Banff, where they're trying to take a picture of them where there's a wildlife behind them and they get kicked by a deer. So,
Those are called karma deer.
Yeah. Again, not to prolong this topic, and I've said it 100 times on this this group and everything, is I don't understand the allure of selfies. Like the persistent need to take a picture of yourself. You're walking the street, you're sitting having a coffee, you're driving down the road, you're taking a shit. Pardon me, it's 9:53. But and it's this incessant need to project yourself and a photo of yourself on the internet. Like I constant.
But is it like some ephemeral thing where you're afraid you're going to disappear if you don't have photographic proof?
No, you know what it is? It's strictly attention, because if I post a picture of myself on Facebook, I get 100 people who like that picture. I post an actual thought that is well constructed, and
you get 2
people who actually comment on it. So if I want attention, making duck face at the right angle so you can't see all of my chins and you can't see the wrinkles in my neck and whatever else and all the aging spots, but it totally gets a lot of attention. The whole community of people online thrive on telling people that they look pretty, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, I find that weird. I have things to say.
It's
I want people
unnatural.
to hear me.
Those people need far too much external validation. Everyone needs far too much external validation.
That's right.
Get off my lawn!
Let's give some people some validation by reading their YouTube comments, and folks you can.
Nice segue there, Munchkin.
Flick.
Anybody got the YouTube page up? By the way,
I got it up. It's been a long time. Sorry, I have to prepare myself. Sibilance. Check 1. Check. All right. So we got from GC Storm 1. Good evening, everyone. It's been a while since I've tuned in. Had a couple of homebrews earlier, but now I'm enjoying a Picaroon's Harvest Ale.
Oh, very seasonal and festive.
And
I miss
Grease Stain says, "Cool, Pope." Eyes roll. Read up on him more. He barely says anything that Pope John Paul II didn't already say, but stuck with gays are bad, transsexuals are comparable with nuclear weapons, helps more pedophiles around, condoms and birth control is bad, so on and so forth. Real cool guy.
Well, I was using Cool Pope kind of derisively, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I think you've made some very good points. But
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that he is far better than the last guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's still
Catholicism
alive.
still
right?
has a lot more work to be done. I think we can all agree upon that one. But let's just put down to baby pope steps.
Baby Pope steps.
Does it
And
smell
that's
like
what we
baby
got on.
poop?
I don't want to step in baby poop. But that's what we got on the YouTubes so far.
All right.
Sorry to
excellent.
bore you there, Terry.
And Krista, is anything going on the Twitter?
No, all of our friends are here.
Excellent, excellent. I did notice that there's a leaders debate tonight going on the French.
Yeah, we are
What?
competing with a French leaders debate on TVA. So sorry everybody.
Well, I
Oh.
think we have just
Pardonnez-moi.
as many people watching us right now.
don't
I
know.
have to admit, I've been out of the loop entirely on the election. Like where I've been, there hasn't been a lot about the Canadian election. So
Don't worry about it. How do you guys
Well,
vote?
there's been like 4 debates and had no idea what's going
I
on.
get to do
really,
some
really.
advanced, I haven't done it yet, but when I go back, I'm going to be doing advanced polling. So I have
Oh,
to make a decision over the next couple days about what I'm going to do for that one. I still haven't figured
Well,
it out.
we can help you with that tonight. Frankly, it's been a shit show since whatever, like the 7 months that this has been going on. And most people, I assume, like me, pay very little attention to it and are just going to go flip a coin 12 times when they're in the voting booth on whatever day they go to vote. If they can be arsed to do it, which
Krista, you
most
cannot
won't be.
flip a coin.
I live in Halifax. The outcome for my riding
Right?
is preordained.
Actually, my voting writing still goes back to Ottawa. I haven't actually changed it, so I believe I'm somewhere in the Carleton, Ottawa region for mine.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So I really should figure out who's running there. I'm so sorry. So sorry about
Yeah,
that.
I've got some suggestions. Well, I've got some suggestions for you. Our riding is like the riding I'm in is kind of pointless and nobody wants my vote, so I'm giving them the same consideration in return.
Vote for the Greens.
No, please don't.
Ugh. Yeah.
Is as a quick aside, is Elizabeth's time done? I think after this election, if
No, I
Yeah,
think
God,
she
no,
has
you're
a
talking
place
about,
for
or-
a long time.
Yeah, she can be leader there forever.
What's her riding again? Is it over in BC?
It's on the island, on Vancouver Island.
Okay.
Has she been there?
I'd love to
hasn't
see the
been.
Greens as a provincial party, quite frankly. I think that they do great things in provincial politics.
well, it'll be interesting to see what they do in New Brunswick at the provincial level. Carrie, you got burglars coming in your house there. I'm just noticing
Burglars.
the thumbnail. Make sure they don't have your TV.
Yeah. No, they're okay.
I'll dial 9-1 and you check things out and then let me know if I need to press the last one or not.
Is it that sexy Hamburglar?
Okay.
Does he come back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Rubble.
I'm ready for that guy to make a comeback.
Hey.
Come back.
Hey, let's move on to the next topic here, which is nobody wants to pay for the news. Millennials do not want to pay for the news. Or does it really apply only to them? I pay a little bit for the news, but not more than that. What do you guys?
Well, you know,
pay for?
I kind of get that. I don't want to pay for a bunch of garbage that doesn't appeal to me, that the writers of which, the purveyors of which, could care less about me.
Actually, I do have to agree.
I would pay for good quality, unbiased journalism, but anything less than that, there's no way.
I pay for quality journalism. I don't assume any of it's unbiased.
I put that on there
Exactly.
simply because I want to defend millennials on this one. They're a generation that the media loves to dump on, saying that they're a waste of space, that the fact that they're slackers and they don't want anything else. When the media is already dumping on the millennials, why would they want to actually help give them money? So this is actually my chance to actually kind of defend millennials in this case.
I think, to your point, I think what is happening with the demonization of millennials in the media and in popular culture is what happens with whatever the the youngest generation is at the time that has some sort of like cultural awareness. Like I'm Gen X, so you know in the 90s.
Yay, Gen X!
Yeah, Gen X. But like in the 90s, everything was about how like Gen Xers were a bunch of like shitty slackers and were never gonna get jobs and like blah blah
Accurate.
blah. And it, you know, like it's just a different version of the same narrative over and over and over again. And right now it just happens to be millennials. The problem is like these guys can continue to shit on millennials because the millennials are never going to buy their products.
Exactly.
Well, and millennials are using different means to consume their news. They're using their Snapchat.
Yeah.
That whatever
Okay.
They're
news
on
and
their
news.
Snapchats and their iPhones and
So,
their
when you say the
Instagramming for
Snapchats,
copies.
that really, it's like, yeah, they're twatters and
They're Ubering their Snapchats and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that about I think the other thing about news reporting now is I don't know anybody else when we grew up, you know, everybody got the paper and it was usually well written and you know people had put time into research and it would be I don't want to say editorial, but there was really a lot more effort put into to fact finding and reporting without a bias. And now it's more about getting the story or a story the most speedily as opposed to getting the correct story or the most complete story. So now, not all, but many of the newspapers and newscasters and news outlets, they'll spend 20 hours surmising what's going on and ad-libbing and you know editorializing something as opposed to actually going out and trying to find the factual information. And I think that I know for myself and other people, we see that now. We see that as really it's kind of you know it's kind of arbitrary news and it's like arbitrary words and it's really not news anymore. And why the hell would I pay for that? I can make up shit on my own. There you go.
I agree.
Here.
Now it's
Stop
like
making sense.
Stop telling.
Drink more. Talk shit.
I just wanted to show you because I have a feeling that people haven't been checking out the Snapchat lately, but they do have a thing called
The Snapchat?
what was it called? It's called the news or the glances or the.
Are you talking about the news segments that they have?
The news segments? Yeah. Have everybody actually checked that out?
Actually, I have. I mean,
I'm
there's a
41.
little
I do not have Snapchat.
Yeah, they have different news sources like
CNN,
Boing, CNN, MTV,
BuzzFeed.
Mashable. They all have like quick little 30-second video clips and about
Headlines.
usually headlines, basically about three to five of them that they smash up and show as just little quick bites of news from that website's perspective.
Yeah.
But is it really news? It's just a headline. It's just a soundbite. That's not news. It's not a story. Doesn't give you any insight to anything. It's just a headline.
Is it news? Yes. Is it in-depth news or sort of like long-form news? No. I mean, it counts.
Not
Are we going to the
informative.
definition of what is news? So.
Well, let's.
Perhaps.
Let me just bring it up here. I think let's do CNN. Let's do just for giggles. We'll do CNN. Whoops.
By the way, CNN is old media. They should not be on there.
Oh, what did I? Oh, yeah, I gotta keep my finger on it. Anyway. Oh.
You know, I don't understand. Well, you know, get off my lawn, as Krista would say. But I can't add another layer of social media to my life. It is way too complicated now.
But man, look at all the ads they pump into. Oh wait, it's all about the ads.
Next thing you know, for a while it was what, kick or lick or sick or something. I don't know.
I miss that entirely. Again,
Oh,
I'm
the
41.
KIK?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is.
I think that's something that teenagers use to meet pedophiles.
Okay, that's great.
That's a very specific
Ew.
social group.
I just hear stuff.
All right, let's do a quick round of what we're drinking tonight. It's after 10, so stuff should be kicking in.
Oh, I can start swearing now. So, by the way, I apologize. I've been surrounded by Marines for the past 2 months, so I am really trying to not swear, but it comes out like water.
Stop bragging that you get to look at Marines all the time, Dan.
That's what she said.
I'm not going to say anything else about that, really. But, yeah, you would be at, like, a Marine buffet if you were there.
Do you have any pictures of these Marines without their shirts on? I am asking for a friend.
Yeah.
So about that beer, Dan, what you drinking tonight?
Oh, moi? I finished my PSL beer, and I moved on to Boxing Rock Bottle Blonde, which is actually very nice. I've been enjoying it. It's a nice beer. It's only 5%, so I'm pretty sure it will be gone very quickly.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like it. You only got like a little swish left.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I've been pouring into the glass, but really, by the time you've gone through this whole round of people what they're drinking, this will be gone.
Dan
magic.
his tolerance. All right, Carrie's gone for a little bit, getting a refill.
Let's go into arrest burglars.
Yeah, I tell you, he was need to watch his TV. Krista, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking my very last Solstice d'été by Did du Ciel. Bye, best friend.
Lori, what are you drinking?
I have moved on to unfiltered Hop Riot IRA.
So how is that?
I find it enjoyable.
Well, every sip it tells you to go F yourself, but other than that, I'm sure it's delicious.
What's that?
I said with every sip it tells you, it whispers, go F yourself.
It's right. Go fuck yourself.
That's right.
I'm a lady.
I missed something there.
Well, no, Lori's drinking some unfiltered brewing, the brewery with the attitude persona that went limp as soon as they went to market. So they're not as brash as they were in the months leading up.
They
Trudy,
brew good beer, man. I don't care.
No,
they do make some really good beer.
I've had a few at Stillwell, and good. Trudy, what are you drinking?
Well, I'm a little jealous because I'd really like to try some unfiltered, and I have to tell you, I have this real longing for Picaroon's Best Bitter. I do on a regular basis. I say this to everybody because I can't get it here. So, however, I'm finishing up a Steel and Oak ESB. It's dry hopped. It's lovely. It's one of my faves. But I'm going to move on to this lovely bottle of Moody Ales Hardy Brown because it's a little damp out this evening, so I feel like I need to be autumnal. So this will be my seasonal kind of move. And I haven't tried this one yet, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, tis the season for brown ales and porters. I'm very excited.
Carrie,
it's the
what are you
most
drinking?
wonderful time of the year.
Who, me?
Oh, yes, you, Carrie. Are you still drinking that
drinking
Old
this
Sound?
Big bottle of House Sound Devil's
Sound.
Elbow IPA.
Yeah, you'll probably be working on that most of the weekend, I assume.
No, there's only like this much left in it.
What?
You are a hero.
What was the
And that
ABV
glass
on that
one.
one?
The last one. Pardon me?
What was the ABV?
14.2.
14%.
Le fin du monde.
Wow, that is top notch, Carrie.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Jim, I polished out that blonde. Guess what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Oh my God, is it dog burner? Here we go.
Hello, old friend. Where have you been? Oh, I know where you're going, though. In my belly.
Dan, that was one thing Dan's been thinking of when he was away from beer.
Like on his wall, he has a picture of his family
Yeah, and
and
then
an OFB label.
yeah, and it's on the wall just like the
Oh.
pinup pictures used to be. It was just a label, nice flattened up with
Picture of
little
his
tears of the
looking
air.
all looking all cute, and then him smooching an OFB bottle.
And I still have not heard one word from Garrison. Garrison, I am so disappointed from you.
They
Oh
do
my God,
not
I am
care.
like your main source of advertising on this one single beer. I've been doing it for close to a year now, and nothing.
For
For
free.
free.
For
Well,
free.
you know what? It's gonna cost now.
You know what? I think
gonna
it's going to
calling
continue at exactly no cost to them.
I'm gonna start calling it. Oh, this is a lovely bottle of Picaroon's Old Fog Burner. Oops, I made a mistake. See where this is going?
Yeah, I see this having absolutely no impact whatsoever.
No, none. I'd like to think I have power, but I have none.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're just the breweries are like the millennials. They don't pay for good advertising and everything, I guess.
Ooh.
They build relationships with beer bloggers.
Let me let's take a selfie. Hang on, let me
Take a picture of this.
I am. It's on the countertop. Okay, listen. I am drinking the Bulwark cider. I know to the chagrin of the crowd. And is my voice still a little higher?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, Shirley, it's a bit higher.
Wow, 5.8%. You think that would make a difference? But nope.
Get off the ganja.
I will get back to the real hops and barley next week. I see that we lost Lori. Not Lori. Trudy.
Yeah, we saw Lori. Yeah.
We lost Trudy, unfortunately.
British Columbia separated during the French debate. Don't know what to tell you.
Oh my goodness.
Well, maybe. Well, it was nice to have Trudy back in for the hangouts. Been a while since we were able to get her in. Let's move on to the next topic, which is sports. The sports. The Blue Jays clinched the AL East, first time in like 22 years. Who is excited about this?
I am very excited because I celebrate all sports equally. Go sports.
Go Sport Team.
You know what? This is actually this run that the Jays are on, and it's looking like pretty good. Is actually the source of many fond memories for me because the last time that this happened in 1993, I was in university. It was my second year. They won the World Series. The campus went bananas. We had a fire drill. People ran a TV outdoors. And we watched it outside and then paraded in the streets, and it was just a source of a lot of really fun memories for me, so I am on board.
I have to admit, every time I see replays of Joe Carter doing his famous, walk-off home run, I do get a little teary-eyed.
What is a walk-off home run?
That's when you hit a home run that basically ends the game.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's what happened.
They call it the walk-off because they hit the home run and everybody walks off because they're done.
Well, this has been very helpful.
You're welcome.
I have no opinion on baseball. Zero.
Harumph!
Back.
Thank you, Baseball Grinch.
It just sounds like a really long time to be sitting out in the sun.
Yes.
And
the beer is always expensive, and the hot dogs are subpar.
Do you not see the synergy that happens between the beer people and the baseball people? It's like a match made in heaven. Now we just simply have to replace the shitty Coors Light sort of beer and bring in real craft beer, and then you'll have an amazing marriage of the two.
That's very poetic.
Okay, you keep going with that, Dan.
That was incredibly poetic for talking about beer and Coors Light.
Yeah. Is Trudy back in?
She was there for a minute.
She was in for a minute. Oh,
she might have stepped out for a drink.
British Columbia has separated.
Already
She's blacked out.
Hear me now and believe me later, but it's happening.
All right. Well, maybe we can check the comments here to see what people else think about the Jays. I have
Am
not
I
been
supposed to
watching a lot of.
care? Like, wouldn't I be a bandwagoner if I cared at this point?
No. Yeah, you're a true patriot at that point.
I don't know. No,
I don't know. I know enough about
Canada's
sports.
team.
Oh, only because the Expos were run out of the country with flaming torches or whatever the internet told me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, money.
And flaming torches.
Yeah.
What? Money is a factor in sports?
Professional sports? Jesus.
By the way, for those who are
What did they
Expos
say?
fans, they will never forget 1994, where their team was decimated because of the strike.
That's right. They were just okay. Well, anyway,
The U.S. couldn't stand having 3 Canadian championships.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Conspiracy.
that what happened?
Well, the Jays won the 2, the back-to-back, and then the 1994, the Expos was the best team in the league, and then that's when the strike happened. So it was like,
That year
whoa, that 3 Canadian championships in a row, timeout.
I mean, if we're being really honest here, that year was like kind of a blur for me. So
Third
What?
year university.
University and a blur? I don't understand. Do they have old football?
I just spent a lot of time working on my coursework, and I had no time for baseball.
Sorry, you forgot your air quotes.
Trudy's back.
Hi.
Are you checking up on the Blue Jays playoff schedule, or are you not into the baseball?
Or you're more of a Mariners type of gal. Uh-oh.
And technical difficulties.
Thank
I
you,
think
Google.
you just stunned her into silence talking about this boring ass baseball.
Well, you know what, Lori? Let's move on to the real topic. Something that I know all of us have something to say about it. Let's talk about the goddamn Ferry again for another week.
Oh man! Bring it!
I thought this ferry thing was done. I came
Oh,
back and I see ferries are all taken care of. So problem solved, right?
Oh no! This is the story that keeps on giving. Keeps on giving.
Are you saying this is like the herpes of news stories?
Pretty much.
So what's the latest one here?
Someone catch us up.
So basically what they're saying is that the numbers are down for September. And all I have to say is they were pretty much dead every month. And then you kind of justify it. You go, well, it was down, but it was up for American. Or it was down for American, but up for Canada. Listen. But they still need $10 million of their $13.1 million allocation just to keep themselves going. At some point, somebody has to slap the brakes on this train wreck. Like I can't even cope. There you go. Let me have a drink.
So 7% decrease in passengers from this time last year. Yeah. Nope. Nobody wants to take.
Tell me how the Canadian dollar is doing against the American dollar right now. I haven't looked in like about a month.
Sucks.
You mean the peso?
Sucks.
Yeah.
Ay.
I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, is it the entire idea of a Yarmouth ferry that is faulty, or is it the people who have the contract to operate the ferry service that are not fulfilling what was expected of them? And if I read the article correctly, I think that there is some type of contract or bid out of which there are a number of proponents who are bidding on providing that service to Yarmouth. And all I have to say is perhaps they need to bring somebody else in who can hopefully stem the tide or change the course or whatever other kind of trite thing I can say about the ferry but because it just It just seems to be an outrageous money.
But I don't think there's a huge enough volume of people traveling that corridor to make it worthwhile. And I think that's really the problem, is that it would be better to get cheap air service in rather than an affordable ferry service.
Yeah.
Giant monorail.
Oh, no, that would be amazing.
But honestly, when you look at it, if you were traveling from Cape Breton or New Brunswick or Nova Scotia and you were a Canadian heading to the United States, I would argue that 80% of the people are going to drive it. They're going to drive through New Brunswick and they're going to come down through the States. Because relatively speaking, it's less expensive for them to do that. And I would guess that the time difference or any time savings you get from using the Yarmouth Ferry is more than offset by the cost of using the service. So people are, and particularly if you're in Cape Breton or New Brunswick, you're not going to drive to Yarmouth to hop a ferry to go to the United States. So who exactly is using this service from Canada? It's people from the South Shore.
Yeah.
And there's not enough of them to do it.
Jim, when you guys went down to Maine, did you use it?
No, we drove. Because, well, we weren't
Whatever
going
happened to the conversation? Sorry.
No, go ahead, Trudy.
Let's see, whatever happened to the idea of running one from Halifax to Boston, though? Because that was floated around for a long time while I lived in Nova Scotia, which seems more plausible in my opinion because Halifax is more central, so you could get people who would drive Moncton to Halifax, which is only 4 hours, Sydney to Halifax, 4 hours. Even if you come Newfoundland to Halifax, you're only looking at a shorter trip, and then you're also looking at an urban population to an urban population. Yeah. So people who in Boston would think, hey, I want to go to Nova Scotia, I want to get to Halifax and see the city as much as it is, and then go out from there, as opposed to coming in on the South Shore and having to drive a cow road to get up to the city.
I think with that one, it's the crossing time is remarkably long. If you from Halifax to Boston, it can be like 15 hours, 20 hours.
Yeah, okay.
9
that's a good
or
reason.
11 hours.
But arguably, that's the same distance from North Sydney to Argentia, which is what people use in the summer if they want to spend more time in the east coast of Newfoundland versus the west coast of Newfoundland. So they'll opt to take 14-hour ferry ride because they're only visiting St. John's and the Avalon, versus if they were going to do more of the west coast northern peninsula, they would do, the Port of Basque run. So, I think that there would be people who would opt to take the ferry, but again, it's a bit of a dog's breakfast there, because flights between Boston and Halifax on the whole are pretty competitively priced, and there's a lot of options, right? So you'd always be competing against people who would fly. So
absolutely.
Yeah. I understand that the rationale that the government, to try to rejuvenate that Yarmouth ferry, but the amount of money that has been pumped into this project and the hopes that have been kind of hanging off this has been quite significant. And at the end of the day, who's got the guts to say, you know what, it was a good experiment, but we're going to have to move on? I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's an appetite to do that.
Now, pardon my ignorance, but what for the Yarmouth area, what is sort of the main economic driver for that area?
Fishing.
Yeah.
Basically, that's it. So fishing and nothing else. So if they lose this,
but what would be deemed in public administration, healthcare, government services, federal, provincial, municipal governments? education.
Tourism.
Now, tourism coming in from a ferry perspective, or tourism just in general? Like, are there things in the Yarmouth area worth visiting, regardless of a ferry?
I think people go there for the experience because it's beautiful, and they go there for sort of the
Lovely.
small town experience along the coastline. They go do the Digby Neck, they go to Digby itself, they go eat a scallop, they're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can be objective about tourism in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
leave it
okay.
at that.
That's
I'll
okay.
leave it at that.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
I mean, you know, that drive to Yarmouth, if you're kind of meandering your way down, is really quite nice. And Yarmouth has, you know, it's a lovely town and village and up through Argyll and Clare and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah,
But
great.
you know, it's lovely. I don't know how much is there to draw people in, particularly tourists. I don't know.
Well, if we're looking for other modes of transportation, we can either look for like pneumatic tubes, which we can call like Novamatic tubes, or catapults or Nova Scotia pults. So either way, we.
What about transporters?
Ooh,
That would
that's
be
science
incredibly
fiction.
convenient.
We don't want to go in the realm of science fiction. We're talking about real things like catapults.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
But
what
there
about
is
a
a kind of
Segway
traveler.
pass?
No, pass.
Oh,
Actually, let's ask
Tough
Carrie. 'Cause
crowd.
Carrie's in Cape Breton, and things are about to get a lot busier with the fall colors and such. Carrie, have you noticing an uptick in people?
Not just the fall colors. Tomorrow's a very important day.
Oh yes, Krista's movie script treatment.
What?
Chase the Ace.
Chase the Ace.
Ooh.
Beautiful story between Chase, Arsenal,
Samantha Chase.
Samantha Chase, and
Is this a rom-com?
It could be. It could be anything.
well, let's ask Carrie. Carrie, what's more important, Chase the Ace or the?
Or Celtic colors.
Bob Smith is going after Alicia Ace. Chase
In
the
the
Ace.
24-hour period? In the 24-hour period, Chase the Ace wins hands down. But
Are you
overall,
going?
no, I'm not. I have to work tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
No,
If you
but
didn't have to work tomorrow, would you go,
Yeah,
Carrie?
would you go?
no, I had to
Okay.
go to Shetticamp last weekend for a friend's funeral, and it took me a little bit longer to get there because there were like these people that didn't know how to drive on the roads
Yeah.
trying to get to Inverness.
The crowd control is bananas.
So
It was in
anyway,
it was in the New Yorker today.
But
Yeah.
either way, now the Celtic Colors will bring on more people to the island or bring people out of sleeping from whatever they're doing to get out to events. So
I never realized the shit ton of events that happen during
Yeah,
Celtic Colors.
yeah,
And,
they're all
and I
over
mean
the
shit
island.
ton in
They're
a
not
very positive manner. It's bajonkers.
yeah,
How much
but it-
stuff goes on?
Mm.
The Junkers?
It's the junkers.
But
Junkers.
Donker dog?
That's a lot.
but since we
We get-
teased,
But junk in the trunk.
since we teased Chase the Ace, anybody wants to give the Cole's Notes version of what it is for the people watching, or?
Yeah,
Hey,
somebody
give me
catch me up.
you can give me some money. You can email me some money, and I'll get somebody to get you a ticket, and maybe you win.
This sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Chase the Ace is a community fundraiser in the tradition of 50-50 draws, except it's a 50-50 draw crossed with a card game. So they sell tickets on a weekly basis, and the charity or whoever's operating the event keeps 50% of the take, and then the remaining 50% is split into two sections. There's a 20% that goes to the recipient of the winning draw ticket. So like you
Right.
would with a traditional 50-50. Then the
Right.
30% that's left, once your ticket is drawn, you pull a card out of a deck of cards, and if you have, what is it, the Ace of Spades, you win this accumulating jackpot that goes week over week. So what is happening?
Cool.
This one started a year ago because they draw it every week, right? And they usually do not go this far. But this one has built over and over, and as the jackpot is built, it's grown because more people have been coming and now it looks like it's going to be about a million two, maybe a million.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and it's going tomorrow. So they've been drawing these cards every week, and the ace still hasn't been drawn. Still hasn't been drawn. So tomorrow there are 4 cards left, and they're drawing them until somebody wins.
Wow, that's
So
cool.
where does
Who's
Amway
the
fit into this?
beneficiary of this fundraiser?
The beneficiary, it's being run by the Legion, and it's for, oh God, I'm going to get the name wrong, the Inverness Cottage Workshop, which I believe is a workshop for people with disabilities. With
Very cool.
Intellectual disabilities. Yeah,
Very
but
cool.
this is like what they were trying, I think they were trying to raise like $30,000, and it has escalated wildly out of control. But
That's awesome.
And so
That's
there was a very nice piece in the New Yorker today about it. You should check it out.
Oh,
including
I'll look
a
that up.
very spot-on
cool.
description of Halifax.
That was
Everybody got Twitter
in the
outraged.
But that was in the New York Times.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I like
but yeah, it's. But I have taken the Chase the Ace moment because it is a cultural moment for us as a province, and I have turned it into a pitch for a movie that I will share with our viewers because I'm very proud of it.
Can I suggest Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan?
No.
No.
We are doubling down on Canada for this one.
Oh, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
No.
Hang on. Let Krista read her thing.
So the movie is called Chase the Ace. Samantha Chase left her hometown and her first love 10 years ago for big city success. Now, a weekly community fundraiser draws in thousands of people hoping for one lucky card. Sam is sent to cover it for the local TV station where she works. Will sparks fly with Ace McNeil, her recently widowed first love? The movie features charming senior citizens who make sexy jokes, one last tear-filled moment with a beloved childhood pet, insightful Muppets, children that offer wisdom about the world beyond their years, and my favorite feature of every Canadian movie, Gordon Pinsent.
The problem.
Well, I was actually just thinking Gordon Pinsent was your guy.
The problem with that is that Chuck Tingle's already done that. Because Bigfoot was involved and won.
Well, he might be up in the park. You never know.
So, Krista, I think this is an opportunity for Paul Gross to reclaim his leading man place in Canadian history.
I have had little to no
Yes,
interest in
please.
this idea, but I've had some really great suggestions. One of the better suggestions was that that Eugene Levy would be the mayor of the town, and Martin Short would be the president of the Legion, which I was like, yes, I would watch that movie right now. I would watch it right now.
I think Ace could be a butch played by Kathy Jones.
No, it's
Oh my
Royal
God.
Cape Breton.
Oh, you know what?
Hey, there are lesbian love in rural Cape Breton.
There are
cut
lesbians.
them short.
There are lesbians in Royal Cape Breton.
I think Krista should be a musical and in the style of the 1980s Popeye movie with Robin Williams. I think coastal landscape, the quaint scenery, little songs here and there about.
I don't think you guys take that very
In
seriously.
the style of Andy Warhol, where this is like two people standing in a room slapping each other's face.
No, it's like this is like going to be like New Waterford Girl crossed with the Grand Seduction.
And the
Which
Bay
has
Boys.
Martin in it. It writes itself.
Hey,
I will watch it.
I don't know. With the closure of Egg Films, do you think it could get made in Nova Scotia?
Yeah,
I think
especially
if
made on
CBC
YouTube.
has some of that sweet action. CBC should get on that sweet action.
especially with a lot of the tax benefits that were given to the film industry. I'll have to go back to BC for
You'd
that.
get more viewers with that, Krista, than
Oh, and then.
combined.
Oh, I missed your references.
Yeah, can you say that again? Because you kind of blocked.
Sorry,
froze out-
I said you would get more views. of
It
the
must be so
federal
bad.
debate
Must be some
combined.
censorship going
Google
on.
Hangouts won't let her talk.
The man is intervening and is not letting you
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Okay.
Tax credits jumping in. Let's do a quick check on comments, Dan, and we'll
Well, let me click on my refresh button.
refresh. Now, by time, folks, you can
Where-
comment on the YouTube page and use Twitter Friday Night Hangout hashtag.
I can
That
tell you
bot-
right now, everybody on my feed is watching the debate, and it's something about Gilles Duceppe as being a baby. I don't know.
Oh.
He's probably not watching the
Wah,
Hangout.
wah, wah. Well, I got 14
Probably-
comments on YouTube, and most of it's from our good buddy Mustang774.
All right.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, but let's go back to others for that. So we got Grease Stained has come back with, remember Plato made all the same complaints 2,400 years ago about the youth of this day. He backed his claim up, claiming his teacher Socrates made a similar statement, which seemed unlucky what Socrates was executed for. So that goes back to, I guess, our discussion about millennials.
Yeah, take that, Socrates. Stuff it.
Also going about selfie sticks, Greestein also mentioned that there was a contest that those girls were responding to. Yes, if it was me at a game, I'd be sprawled all over a couple seats asleep. So that's Blue Jays and or selfie sticks for that.
Well, it kind of makes sense if it was a contest going on at the same time. So
Yeah. So Mustang774, Mike, says, "Hey Dan, welcome back. Politics-wise, you missed nothing. Sounds like it. Also about my pumpkin ale is decent, but nowhere near as good as my homebrew pumpkin ale. So, we'll have to hear more about this pumpkin ale afterwards. Lori, you were right about too much social media. I just watch the news. I don't Facebook, tweet, Yik Yak, or whatever. Yik Yak? I'm going to have to start up that one.
Oh yeah, Yik Yak. I tried that for a couple weeks.
Yik Yak?
Yik Yak is you send anonymous messages, but within like 10-kilometer radius.
That is a terrible idea.
So of course when you use it.
Speaking of terrible social media ideas.
Yes. A terrible app was in the news this week. It's called People. The Yelp for people.
This is the worst idea I have heard in months.
Your people rating might go down for saying that.
Deal with it.
So what was the outline of this app? You basically give people a 4-star rating, basically, just like you do a Yelp listing.
Yeah, like you give people in your personal, professional, and romantic lives ratings on a scale of 0 to 5 stars, and they just have to deal with it. There's no way to have yourself removed from the system, and it's supposed to encourage positivity and light and bullshit and pumpkin spice lattes and Instagram selfies and I don't know, all this like shit that these two twats were talking about. It's just the worst.
Now I think there was Lori kind of posted a follow-up here from Snoops. Was this kind of like a hoax or just a pipe dream?
I go between this is like wildly naive and massively trolling the entire internet. Like it's either one or the other. It's like either these two are flaky idiots or they are trying to get an immense amount of publicity for something else. And I think what you will see is that this is actually something that they're trying to promote as a like an image rehab consultancy or some like bullshit thing like that. Like this app as it's presented, I don't think will ever come to light because they don't sound like they're in that kind of business. But they're both in employment and recruiting and stuff like that. And I think it's going to work out to be something closer to that. Like, hey, like shitty internet history got you down. Like, we'll turn that frown upside down. Just pay for our service. Like, I think it's a stunt being used to promote something else.
Okay.
Was this already kind of done with like Hot or Not?
Yeah, but this is done on this version as it's presented is done on an intensely personal level. So I could go in and say like, yeah, that Dan, He's a real swell guy. 2
What?
stars.
Yeah, reminded me. I gotta turn off my discovery settings for Tinder.
Tinder or Grinder?
No, not Tinder.
Okay, just
No,
making
not
sure.
Grindr. No. You know what? I use Tinder for the odd fun. I swipe left, which is the X on everybody that comes up, except the ones that I know.
Does Jen know about the Tinder usage?
Yeah. Peruse it in bed with
I feel
her.
like this has a lot of follow-up questions attached to it. Yeah.
No.
Yes. Please tell us more about this Tinder.
Okay. Well, you don't know about the Tinder? Yeah, you do.
Oh, I know
I would
about
like to
Tinder.
point out that
I do know about
I'm the only single person here, and I'm not on Tinder.
Well,
I'm not on Tinder.
I think it's every married person on Tinder, because the faces that I run into here that I recognize, it's like, hey, separated or still married? Don't know, but anyway, I use Tinder as I browse through, and if the missus is still awake, she always wants to see what's on my screen, and I just been scrolling through
Okay.
Tinder.
Maybe you should explain it for people that don't know what Tinder is, because that.
Okay,
that
I
could
would like
cause
to
ish.
point out that first of all, I stopped online dating because the only guys that I ended up meeting were married guys.
Yeah.
So I don't do any of this now. None of it.
It's okay. So basically,
Is your social profile of Ashley Madison? Is that how?
yeah,
it works?
basically it pulls your Facebook profile, and you just set age range or distance. And for me, the Donaire came up as a possible match.
The Donaire?
This came up.
Is the Donaire married? Is it single? Is it hot?
I don't know, man. Looking good.
Is
So
it spicy?
I can either give it a heart, or I can give it an X to scroll to the next one. You can't just like pass. Now you gotta choose yes or no.
Is it like Donaire sauce? You can kind of like.
I don't know. So you can tap on it and see their Facebook.
Ooh.
Make sure this works safe.
Is it periscoping right now as we speak? Ooh.
It's hilarious. Since 1973, I have been 100% beef, and I can satisfy. You can find me wrapped up in dice. But I know they use me so that they can hang out with that sweet soft. Often we're all wrapped in a
Oh, Donaire, I can't quit you.
Sometimes lettuce tries to get in, but we're like, no. I'm the total package. I keep you coming back for more. You don't need a special friend. You need a Donaire.
Wow. It just had its wisest moment. Bravo. Awesome.
All right. So yeah. So I do that, and then I turn off Discovery, so that I'm done for the week. It's fun.
Okay, I can honestly say I do not have a Tinder profile, nor do I want to. Because that's a kettle of fish.
No, you just use.
No, that's a kettle of fish I don't want to get into. So I was like, nope.
You just use your Facebook.
So,
yeah. So anyway. Yeah. So people sounds.
Literally nothing good can come of this, but I don't think that's the actual purpose of what they're doing.
Well, it sounds like a terrible idea the way that they presented it.
And
but
they sound like idiots. I think history will prove me right.
No, I do not disagree.
I think VCs will prove you right.
All right. Dan, you had a few more comments on the YouTube?
Let's go back there.
I don't know. I thought you said you had 14 there. We went through
Yeah,
like 3.
predominantly mostly from Mike, but
Okay.
going back to his beer actual intake, he says, "Hey gang, tonight I'm enjoying a pumpkin ale from Saint Ambroise. This is from La Brasserie
McLaughlin.
brewing in Montreal.
Yep.
It has Cascade and Willamette hops. IBU is 18 and ABV is 5%. I can't appear on the show tonight as I'm in the end stages of a major kitchen renovation and my house and me are in a total mess. I hope to be on next week. P.S. I can't see the show tonight on the Avoiding Chores website. So, more technical difficulties.
The system is failing.
Well, once Mike's Reynolds will get done, when he comes back, he'll have this wide shot background behind him of his new kitchen he wants to show off. So.
I'm really excited to see that.
He also says, Dan, no company could pay you for the amount of promotion you have given. What you do is priceless. And I 100% agree. Garrison, pricelessness is coming from my soul into your wallets. I expect a little.
He crossed land
You know,
and sea to come back and drink that beer.
That's right.
You know what, Garrison? I don't even want the money. I want the money to be funneled into the Patagal that is avoiding chores, because our Munchkin leader apparently requires it to deal with his audio problems. Mike also says,
I don't have any comeback tonight.
it's great to see the Jays doing well this year. It's about time. There is a ferry in Nova Scotia, question mark. Why have we not heard about this before, question mark? It's a story that never ends. And it does seem like the ferry leaving from Halifax would be much more useful than the Yarmouth. So this might actually cause sort of a war between the Yarmouth people and the Halifax people. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, I don't want to get involved because I feel like all of those people have knives.
Halifax or Yarmouth?
Yep.
I thought all right. We'll go with it. All right, so let's see. Do you think we've done enough topics tonight? I think so.
Well, I've got some pictures here, actually.
Oh,
if you want.
Dan.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I don't have a lot to store up. I just basically grabbed a couple before I came on here. So one's a bad product, which I'll show this one. They thought of a terrible idea.
Oh my God,
when they decided to sell
that's
these
not
things.
real.
That is 100% real.
That's terrible. Do we know what country this is?
Household.
Canada, the U.S.
Maybe, I don't know. Sounds like it's a dollar store. But,
Oh my God.
yeah, in the pink household latex gloves. For in your pink needs.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
So that's a bad product. The other one is, for people that don't know, I've been away for the past couple months. And the biggest issue that I deal with is just the bathrooms. And basically they use a trailer system where they have different bathroom stalls, but people decide to not treat the bathrooms properly. So when you have to go to the bathroom, this is actually an issue that you have to deal with. So I don't know if you can tell from the picture here, but that's not a mirror. That's a gigantic hole in the wall. So there's nothing more disconcerting than taking a poop, looking to the right of you and going, "Sup? What's going on, dude?"
How about them Blue Jays?
How about them Blue Jays? So yeah, that's kind of brutal.
That is terrible.
Yeah, that's awful. Hopefully, did that get resolved further down, or that just stayed like that?
Oh God, no! That's a fresh picture. Fresh.
Oh, that is very distressing.
Yeah.
That is
If it's not the heat that's going to kill you, it's the lack of privacy in the bathroom that's going to kill you.
Or the
and the last one is actually something I picked up. I noticed from a police bulletin that involves. It's a military one, but I wanted to pull it up anyway because it's actually very interesting. It says abuse of public animal, drunken, or reckless driving. It says on September 15th, male Navy enlisted first-class petty officer exited a bar intoxicated in an attempt to drive a POV, personal vehicle, equipped with a breathalyzer interlock system. Suspect was too intoxicated to successfully start the vehicle.
If that had an interlock, that meant he was already convicted of drunk driving.
Yeah.
On a previous occasion.
But please, there's more. Suspect was too intoxicated to successfully start the vehicle, so he went into the park where he captured a raccoon rummaging in a trash receptacle. Individual utilized the raccoon to blow into the interlock system successfully, but the raccoon became unconscious from being squeezed and was discarded on the floorboard of the vehicle until a short time later when the raccoon regained consciousness and began to attack the suspect while driving, causing the vehicle to crash into a residential fence. The vehicle came to a complete stop in an in-ground swimming pool. The suspect sustained numerous scratches and bite marks to the hands, face, stomach, and arms.
That guy's going to need some rabies treatment.
That is an amazing police report.
Bravo.
That is ridiculous.
And that happened on Monday or Sunday?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
That is
So
ridiculous.
that's not ridiculous, amazing.
Amazing.
Ridiculous.
I can't think of a better way to close things off for this week on the Hangout with my Munchkin voice that everybody was so kind to
Now,
highlight.
one thing I do want to mention is that this will probably be my last one for a long time. Again, I'm only in Canada for a little bit over a week, and I'm leaving on Tuesday, so I'll be back around Christmas time. So, thank you everyone for having me over. I'll be seeing you in the new year, basically.
All right, Dan. No, thank you for coming to the Hangout, and thank you.
It was very nice to have you with us, Dan.
Cheers, Dan.
Wait,
Be safe, buddy.
We sound like we're never gonna see him again. We're gonna see him again like after Christmas. So
I know, but we haven't seen him
Hopefully.
now.
Yeah. All right. So thank you everybody who are watching who put down comments. Just to let you know, there is a best of podcast version that gets edited down to something manageable. So expect to see that.
Will your voice be fixed in the podcast, or will you still sound like a munchkin?
You never know. You might not even hear me at all on the podcast. The way
Maybe you should
teasing
go
me.
full Jackson and make it higher.
Yeah. I'll just insert Sam Jackson quotes from Pulp Fiction instead.
I was thinking like Michael Jackson, but you went in a different way.
Yeah.
No, I wanted the voice to go down and knock Dave. All right, so we're gonna do this. We'll try to do this again next week, which is a long weekend for us here in Canada. So we'll be here for that. We'll wish Dan well. Put down the comments. Wish Dan a good posting.
Good travels, buddy.
Good travels.
Deployment, we'll call it.
Yeah, deployment, and we'll see him back after Christmas. Thank you to the panel, especially for our BC panelists. So it was nice to see Trudy in, and of course, Lori was a very good hangout. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Krista, how do we end off?
Good meeting.
Good meeting.